Skid Row's Housing Trust Urban and Rural Problems. Chapter 14, video made by me, your presenter, Richard Cruz. What are the main points of my assigned chapter? The United States is now a heavily modern society, whereas it was a largely rural society just a century ago that was surrounded by barns and farmers. U.S. cities grew rapidly during the 19th centuries because of industrialization and immigration that made its way into the states. Major issues and problems confronting U.S. cities today include those involving fiscal difficulties, crowding, housing, traffic, pollution, public education, and crime. Many urban problems are associated with poverty and racial discrimination. According to conflict theory, economic and political elites use their resources to develop cities in a way that benefits them. According to symbolic interactionism, social inequality based on social class, race, ethnicity, gender, age, and sexual orientation affects the quality of urban experiences. Functionalism offers both a positive and negative view of urbanization. Functionalist sociologists differ on the degree of social solidarity that exists in cities. What is the CBO's history? Between 1950 and 2000, 15,000 residential hotels and apartments, the most affordable housing in Los Angeles, were destroyed, threatening Skid Row's residential community and forcing thousands of people onto the city's shelters and sidewalks. In 1989, community activists and business leaders of Los Angeles' downtown community responded to the alarming disappearance of affordable permanent housing by coming together to create Skid Row's Housing Trust. During this time, neighborhood activists lobbied City Hall and organized leaders around the area of preserving rather than demolishing the SRO hotels. Advocates lobbied City Hall to pass a moratorium on SRO demolitions or conversions. In 1989, the moratorium was passed, protecting the remaining residential hotels in the community and throughout the city for 5 years. The trust swiftly mobilized private equity through low income tax credits, public finance, and conventional debt to salvage hundreds of housing apartments that would have been otherwise lost. From 1992 to present, there has been dozens of completed hotels, apartments, and houses along with awards and other projects being a success. The trust continues to change the landscape of Skid Rows with dignified homes. Who are the target populations? The trust has increasingly targeted its homes to long-term homeless and disabled men and women. Skid Row's Housing Trust provides permanent supportive housing so that people who have experienced homelessness, prolonged extreme poverty, poor health, disabilities, mental health, and or addiction can lead safe, stable lives in wellness. What are the goals of the program? Skid Row's Trust is committed to preventing and ending homelessness in the greater Los Angeles. They envision inclusive, engaged communities where people work together with a spirit of mutuality to bring those on the fringes back into the mainstream of community life. What are the funding resources? Skid Row's Housing Trust maintains a diverse stream of funding in order to finance the development of its permanent supportive housing properties and to flexibly respond to the needs of its residents. The trust receives public funding from local, state, and federal sources. How successful is the program? Since its opening, the trust has helped hundreds of men and women reshape their lives and regain hope. The impact of the trust has been significant with 26 buildings in Los Angeles County. In their more than 30 years of service to the community, the trust currently has nearly 2,000 people who call a trust building their home, and thousands more who have passed through these buildings on the way to more independent living. Some service partners are LA Kitchen, LAMP Community, and U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. Some community partners are Chica Tacos, The Pie Hole, and Tito's Homemade Vodka. What are some of the obstacles the CBO encounters? A great challenge facing CBOs is learning about what technology can do for them. Not having a dedicated IT staff member and being isolated from the world of technology and without a community of practice to share experiences and explore issues creates an environment of hesitancy and wariness. Many CBOs are ill informed about what the potential impact of technology on both their day to day operations and specific missions. Some CBOs still do not see the benefit of technology to their organization and work without. While it is difficult to retain personnel who are knowledgeable in the IT field in general, it is more difficult when such specific skills are required. Building IT capacity for transforming data into knowledge is one of the biggest challenges facing CBOs today.